Hi, it's Amanda from To The Rescue Bookkeeping, and today we're going to talk about how to add vendors with direct deposit to your desktop version and also how to add new vendors to your QuickBooks Online. First, let's take a quick review of what a vendor is. A vendor is a person or a company that supplies goods or services to another company. It's very important as a business owner to look at those vendors that are providing services, because those are ones that you're going to need to get a W-9 for, because they need to receive a 1099 at the end of each tax year for the services that are being provided to you if you paid them more than $600 during the year. Always, always, always request a W-9 from a contractor or a vendor, preferably before you pay them. You are responsible to get it, and the vendor's not responsible to give it to you. So that means if somebody's going to get fined or get a penalty for a 1099 not getting out, it's going to be you, not the vendor. To add a vendor in the desktop version, you go to the Vendor tab and then click Vendor Center, or on the main homepage there, you can click the button that just says Vendors and it'll automatically take you to the Vendor Center, or you can hit Control-V and that will also take you to the Vendor Center. Whenever you're in any of those drop-down menus and you notice that a letter is underlined, that means that that's a shortcut. So you can always press Control and whatever that letter is and it'll take you right there. So for example, in that same drop-down menu, you see the P's underlined under Pay Bills. If you hit Control-P, it'll take you to the Pay Bill screen. So when you get to the Vendor Center, this is the first page that'll pop up. Now this is a sample company that I set up. I did not have time to add any new vendors to it or anything, so this is blank. But normally in a company, you'd have all your vendors showing up here. To add a new vendor, you're going to click the button at the top that says New Vendor. It'll give you the option to add a new vendor or add multiple vendors. Generally, you're just going to add one vendor at a time, but sometimes you want to add multiple vendors if you're doing a whole bunch at once, and that's where you click Add Multiple Vendors. But we're going to look at New Vendor. This dialog box pops up when you hit New Vendor, and this first page is really just the information of the vendor, so their name, address, phone number, the contact, their email address, their website, all that information. The next tab down that you can click on is Payment Settings, and this is where you're going to set up your payment terms and what name you want to appear on the check. This next one is a very important page. This is your tax setting page, and if it is a vendor that's providing you a service, then you need to request that W-9, and when you get the W-9, you need to check vendor eligible for 1099 and put that 1099 EIN number on there, along with it'll either be called an EIN or it'll be their social security number, depending if it's an individual or if it's a company or a business. The next page is your account settings. This is if you have a vendor that always goes to the same expense. So say you're paying your CPA, that it always goes to professional fees accounting. So then you would select that in that drop down box, and whenever you write a check, it'll automatically show up on your check. So when you hit the down arrow, it's going to give you your chart of accounts to choose from, which expenses you want it to go to. Additional information. This is where you're going to select what type of a vendor they are, if they're a consultant, a service provider, a tax agency, or if you want to have a different title, you can add that there as well. If you've already set up direct deposit on your QuickBooks desktop, this button will be made available to you, and you will click that button to get to the direct deposit screen. It will bring up a box that looks like this, and you'll check use direct deposit for. You'll enter their bank, routing, and account number, and if it's a checking or a savings account. You can also send them an email address automatically every time you make a payment to them. And then you would check this box here at the bottom that says Send Vendor Confirmation of Direct Deposit To, and you go ahead and put their email address. This is a sample of if you were to go ahead and write them a check. This is your normal check screen, but at the top you want to make sure the box is checked for Pay Online. And then after you fill out your check like normal and you hit Save and Close, it'll automatically take you to the direct deposit screen where you'll enter a PIN that you have set up, and it will go ahead and process that and give you the day that it will directly deposit into their account and a confirmation. You always want to save that confirmation so that you have a record of that. And there is a minimal fee for processing direct deposits through QuickBooks Online. Things you need to keep in mind. To set up direct deposit with the desktop version of QuickBooks, you must activate the direct deposit feature. So please contact us if you have any questions or need help doing that for your QuickBooks. Direct deposit currently does not work for the QuickBooks Online. However, if you do have Intuit Online Payroll Services, you can pay vendors via direct deposit and export the information to your QuickBooks account. Now we're going to go ahead and look at our sample for QuickBooks Online. So this is our QuickBooks Online account. We'll go ahead and go to the home screen. And this is Craig's Designs Landscaping Services. We have a new vendor that we want to add, so we'll go to Vendors. And in the upper right, this green button, hit New Vendor. And this screen pops up. This screen has pretty much all the same information that was on the desktop version in one page. It has an additional feature where you can attach documents right to the vendor. So you could attach the W-9 so you can refer back to that. You could attach a contract or whatever documents you want. Down at the bottom here, if this is a service provider who's providing a service for you, you need to check track payments for 1099s and then enter their EIN number or their social security number that was provided to you on their W-9. This way QuickBooks can do it for you and make it easy at the end of the year when you need to send out those 1099s. Well, that is all that I have for you today. If you have additional questions or would like assistance in setting up direct deposit for your vendors or other bookkeeping needs, please contact us today. We are To The Rescue Bookkeeping, and our main office number and website is listed below. Thank you and have a great day.